मुझे, and again, no disrespect, मुझे problem है top ranked T20 batsmen से और top ranked T20 all-rounders से. We discussed it last time. Yeah. Mohammad Rizwan is there, sir, and viewers, purely based on the volume of runs he makes. But जो second है, Surya Kumar Yadav, he's a far more improved, a far more potent T20I batsman, right? But Rizwan gets to open and he scores runs. Do Rizwan's runs transform into the kind of wins that his team would like? Absolutely not.
I had to re-record some of the sections for this particular video and even do a few more calculations because you know what? By the time I was ready to publish this video, I actually got a little late. There were changes to some of the rankings and ratings of a couple of players. So if any of you caught that frame in my conversation with Jamie Alter, who's a very well-known cricket analyst, a guru, he's a good friend of mine and also a former student. In that frame, we were talking about Surya Kumar Yadav from India, who was ranked number 2 just 2 days ago, and things have changed. Mohammad Rizwan is still number 1 at that time. And also here in the bowling analysis, okay, in the ranking for bowlers, T20I, Josh Hazlewood from Australia was ranked number 1. Rashid Khan from Afghanistan was ranked number 2. And within 2 days, when I got a little late, things have changed. Such is the nature of this exciting format called T20. We are not going to be talking about bowling analysis in this particular video because an entire video on bowling analysis with Jamie's expertise is yet to come. Do not miss that video. In this particular video, we're going to be talking about the batting strike rate. The batting strike rate for a player in cricket is defined as the total number of runs that the player has scored divided by the total number of legal deliveries or legal balls that he or she has faced, multiplied by 100. So it's kind of a percentage which gives you the number of runs that a player will score every 100 balls. So if you come back to the example of Mohammad Rizwan, this is his batting strike rate, right? 127.14. And by the way, in the earlier videos, which you might have, if you have missed, I'll link them. It was 63 innings and now one more match has taken place. That's his total runs. Let's just quickly verify this on our calculator. Okay, that's ball faced. Okay, the number of legal balls faced. So if we jump quickly to our calculator and divide 2478 by 1949 and then multiply this fraction by 100, and that's what I meant by saying, you know, it's almost like a percentage. Hit enter, you get 127.14, and remember this is also two decimal places, exactly as it is reported on the Cricinfo website. Okay, so this is the strike rate for Mohammad Rizwan, the number 1 ranked T20I batsman. As of now, things can change, right? As we have seen. And the way the strike rate has to be interpreted is that Mohammad Rizwan is going to score 127 or 128 runs for every 100 legal balls that he faces. However, this 127.14 is a strike rate calculated by taking into account the total number of runs that Mohammad Rizwan has accumulated over his entire career of 64 innings, 2478, divided by the total number of legal balls that he has faced, 1949, across his entire career of 64 innings. Okay, so that one number, 127.14, it's not a good representation of what has happened over his entire 64 innings career. There'd be innings where his strike rate was far less than 127.14, and probably there are innings where his strike rate was far greater than 127.14. So if you recall from my earlier video when I spoke about the 5-number summary that can be used to describe a better description, a better and a more accurate description of any kind of statistic, what I've done is that I went ahead and looked at all the strike rates his entire career. Okay, this Cricinfo website, you've got all the strike rates, that's the strike rate for each of the games, right from the beginning till the end. And then what I did was I put it all together on the T-Inspire. So that is Mohammad Rizwan's strike rate all from the first game till the 64th innings. I actually added this. Okay, yeah, taking time to go down. Let me just see if I can just add it on quickly. Just to let you guys know that I actually did this, all right? So 63, 64 innings together. And then if you look at this is a one variable statistics, his average, that is called the mean strike rate. So this is all the strike rates for each of those innings. And this is the average or the mean strike rate is 106.03. That's the central figure. That is the central figure, okay? And so what I've done after that is that I prepared the box plot. Okay, for those of you who haven't seen that video of box plot, Okay, I'll link that video. You can go and take a look at it. But what it does is basically it describes to us the entire 64 innings period where the median or the middle value is 126. It is close enough to that 127, right? That's interesting. Okay. His maximum strike rate has been 193.33 and his minimum strike rate, you might wonder what is that little point doing outside of the box plot? Well, that is called an outlier. It is kind of an aberration to the general scores. We won't go into the technical definition of what an outlier is, but his minimum score is considered as 33.33. His lower quartile was 100 and his upper quartile was 148. And that means that for 50% of the career innings, his strike rate was anywhere between 100 and 148. And his median was 126. That's not bad, okay? That's a good strike rate to have for a number one T20I batsman. But then when you jump onto Cricinfo and take a look at the strike rates for the other two batsmen, Devon Conway has got a strike rate of 135.51 and Suryakumar Yadav has got a strike rate of 177.47. Okay, now this is still the career average. So what I did was I went ahead and did the same box plot for both of these batsmen to compare with Mohammad Rizwan, the number one ranked T20I batsman. Okay, that's Conway's strike rates in each of his innings across his career, and that is Suryakumar Yadav's strike rates across his career. Okay, now you can go on the Cricinfo website and check out. Okay, this is Suryakumar Yadav. His career was 34 innings, and Devon Conway's got 27 innings. So when you come back to my calculator, here's all the individual strike rates for each of their innings. And then I did the box plot. And there it is right in front of you to compare. Okay, we've already seen Rizwan's, but take a look at Conway's box plot. Okay, that's the minimum strike rate, 25. His maximum strike rate was 176.92. His median was 123.52. And his interquartile ranges from 94 to 148. That means 50% of the time, Devon Conway has a strike rate or has had a strike rate of 94 to 148 in his career so far. What has Mohammad Rizwan had? 87 to 136. Okay, not too far away. But then take a look at Suryakumar Yadav's box plot. Okay, his minimum was 50 and his maximum is considered as 277. By the way, he's got two outliers. I already said that we're not going to be talking about outliers. If any of you are interested in statistics, please sign up for a course or just let me know. I'll explain to you in detail the technical reasons why a certain set of data is considered as an outlier. And this particular outlier was 300, by the way. Okay, so regardless of those two scores, Suryakumar Yadav's minimum strike rate is 50. Maximum strike rate is 277.27. His lower quartile is 132.45. Lower quartile is 132.45, which is higher than the median of 123 and 103. Okay, the median for the other two guys. Okay, so his lower quartile is 132.45, which actually means that 25% of his strike rates across his career was above 50% of the strike rates of Mohammad Rizwan. Isn't that how box plot has to be interpreted? Well, go and take a look at that video, okay? And it also means that for 50% of the time in his career, Suryakumar Yadav's strike rate ranged between 132.45 to 198.46. So the 5-number summary for the strike rates of each of the top 3 ranked T20I batsmen is right in front of you with their box plots. One thing about the strike rates is that it does not take into account certain factors which cannot be quantified. For instance, does a batsman come at the start of the innings? Is he an opening batsman so that he can play much more freely because of the field restrictions? Or is he a player like Sky or even other players who come much lower down the order and they strike from the word go regardless of when they come into bat, regardless of who the opposition is, and many times regardless of what situation the team is in. And that is what makes them a player of impact. However, the ICC rankings do not take into account strike rate alone, because on the website, this is what we read about rankings, okay? Players are rated on a scale of 0 to 1,000 points. If a player's performance is improving on his past record, his points increase. If his performance is declining, his points will go down. The value of each player's performance within a match is calculated using an algorithm, a series of calculations all pre-programmed based on various circumstances in the match. There is no human intervention in this calculation process and no subjective assessment is made. There are slightly different factors for each of the different formats of the game. I do not fully understand what that means, especially when they say things like no human intervention, because someone has to input the data. I don't know what kind of data is required in this particular calculation process. So I would not be able to help Jamie Alter or anyone who's wondering how the ICC rankings work when a player's batting average is so much more important, especially when it comes to the T20I format. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section below, and please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to see you all in the next video.